Hi, this is Jeremy Moskowitz, Group Policy MVP and founder of PolicyPak software. And in this video, we're going to learn how to lock down Windows Media Player 11 and 12. So if we take a look at Windows Media Player on our example client machine here, let's take a look. Yeah, we got to go through this recommended settings stuff or set up custom settings. That's no fun here, but it only takes a second for every user to have to do that. And then they can go to Tools Options. There's a couple ways to do that. And you can see that there's a lot of scary settings for a user and for you, actually. The idea is that if you want to prevent users from burning or ripping music, really there's no way to do that, but still allow them to use Windows Media Player. Well, with PolicyPak, that's exactly what we're going to do. So let's figure out how to deploy some settings that are important to us and gray out some other settings that are definitely harmful for the user. So lots of scary settings here. Let's close that out for now. So what we'll do is we will start off by going over to our management station. We'll go to /program files PolicyPak extensions. You've probably seen me do this in other videos by now. I'll click on the pre-configured PolicyPaks folder that you'll download from PolicyPak. We'll click on Windows Media Player, and this actually is good for 11 and 12. And we'll copy in the DLL, the pre-compiled PolicyPak DLL. We'll just copy it right to our PolicyPak extensions folder, as like I said, you've seen me do in other videos. Now that that's locked and loaded, for our eSales users, we're going to lock down Windows Media Player on Windows 7. Okay, so that GPO is linked to our eSales users. We'll go ahead and edit it, and we'll dive down under User Side, PolicyPak, Applications, and go to New App. And you can see we've got lots of applications here. The one, of course, that we're interested in right now is Windows Media Player. Let's go ahead and take a look at some things. You know, the first thing that's kind of scary is burn. You know, we want to make sure that users don't really have access to this burn ability here. So what we can do is we can right-click over the burn tab and disable the whole tab in the target application. Let's just get rid of that whole thing right there. Let's go over to rip music here as well, and we want to make sure that if a user does do something they shouldn't do, ripping music, probably not such a good idea either. We could set these configuration settings, but let's go ahead and just right-click and disable the whole tab for rip music as well. Let's head on over to security. There's a lot of security stuff here, but users they don't really understand security like you do. So if this is important for you, and by the way, I think this default here of run script commands and rich media streams when the player is in a web page is what it should be saying here. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds kind of scary to me. I kind of want to leave that unchecked. And if we take a look at the client machine, the one right now, let's go back to our machine just to show you here. If I go to security, you can see that that's set by default. Why don't we go ahead and if the user does something they shouldn't do, like check all 4 of these checkboxes, which is kind of scary, what we can do is we can guarantee to undeliver those checkboxes. So they're now set. Let's go ahead and undeliver them. So we're setting all those checkboxes to uncheck. And while we're here also, let's go ahead and we'll disable this one. We'll disable this one, and why not? Let's go crazy. We will hide this one and also hide this one. So we're literally changing the UI for the user. So that's it. Let's go over to the user. We'll get a command prompt here. We'll run GP update. We're downloading the latest group policy settings for the user. You could also pretend that the user is logging on for the first time, or that they're changing job roles or getting a new machine. Whenever any of those things happen, that is when PolicyPak kicks into gear. Because we are group policy, we just apply at the same time regular group policy does. So let's go ahead and rerun Windows Media Player here, and let's see what we can find. And again, we're just a regular user here. Go to Tools Options. Look at that. Rip music is now grayed out. Burn is grayed out. And let's go over to our security. And we can see that we've unchecked all those checkboxes and literally removed the UI from some of those other scary settings that we don't want users to have access to. So we're configuring the settings, locking out the things we don't want users to get to, and therefore making our world more secure. So that completes this tutorial for how to use PolicyPak with regards to Windows Media Player 11 and 12. So I hope you found that useful, and when you're ready to try PolicyPak out, we're here for you. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you soon.